Hey there, today I'm back in my garden and, oh, that scared me. Hey there, today I'm back in my garden and I'm sharing some things that I'm doing in May, like projects, plantings, and just a couple of garden updates. So I stumbled across these planters at my local grocery store. So I was I have been looking for planters that I wanted to replant these two steed holly plants in for a while, and I haven't really found anything that I wanted, and they're also very expensive, like larger pots. Those are like a 14.5-inch wide. So I was looking for something that was about that size or a little bit bigger, and I stumbled across those. They had several different colors, and then they had a white, and then they had just this off-white, which was like slightly different than the other ones. But I guess I really was drawn to the colorful planters, but at the same time, like if I kind of have a different color, I don't really stick with a color theme, but if I had more of a particular type of color one year, I didn't want it to clash with these two right here. At least I could get some colorful ones and put them somewhere else. So after like much debate, I went back to the store, I got two of the planters, and came home that day and replanted the steed hollies. I did not look up how to plant these, repot these, anything. I just figured I've seen people do it. Can't be that difficult. I have, repotted other plants in the past. So I got, I just had some, I currently already had some Miracle-Gro potting soil. So I took some of that, and then I had another little small bag. So I took them out. I took them out. I broke up the roots at the bottom of the plant, like the root ball. And then I just put I put some rocks in the bottom of the planter just to kind of help so the water wouldn't just like pour out, or so the dirt wouldn't come out, or so the roots wouldn't start to grow out the bottom. And then I put like a small amount of potting soil in the pot, in the container, and then I put the steed holly back into the container, and then started to just fill around the outside of the plant with soil. I already knew right away that I was going to love these containers. The ones that they were in are the ones that came from Home Depot. I got those at Home Depot my husband got them for me last November or December. I got those and have really enjoyed them all winter. The original plan was to plant those on the side of my house, but I like them so much back here. For now, this is where they are going to live. The other thing that I've been working on is planting warm season annuals. I recently made a video about what I'm planting in May. I will link that at the top. And then I came back this past weekend and I planted the other seeds, which I was the most excited about. I planted the Floret Unicorn Mix Zinnias. I ordered these, I think, last fall, and they shipped in February. I have shared about that before, that Floret's shop does not stay open all year long. They have a website, they have YouTube, they have Instagram, all the things, but they don't sell their seeds all year long. So if you subscribe to their newsletter or watch them on social media like Instagram, you can kind of get updates as to when they will sell seeds again. But those are my favorites. So I planted the Floret Zinnias over in this other side of the garden bed that will be in the back. So the Floret Zinnias are going to be in the back, and then the Johnny's Aurora seeds are going to be in the front. So after that, I came over to this side of my garden, which I needed to do some work on that side of the garden first. There were still leaves down from winter. I had leaf mulch in the winter to the garden to kind of add some protection to keep the weeds down. And so I used my rake and removed a lot of that leaf mulch, put it in this little wheelbarrow over here, and then moved it, took those out of the garden. So then I took a rake. I have like a big, I don't know what you call it. It's like the wider rake. It's not the kind of floppy one. And kind of like broke up the soil and started to try to get that area ready, because that is probably the richest soil area in my garden, because it is my first garden bed, and I have added more soil to it over the years than any of the beds. This will be my 6th year having a garden in my backyard. But anyway, in that garden bed, I decided to plant a variety of zinnias for now. So in the very back, I planted the California Giant zinnias. I don't really remember planting these last year, but I did apparently, or maybe the year before that. And then the Johnny's Aurora seeds in the front. So I did plant these last year, I know that for sure. These are really pretty. So just kind of divided out the area with the bottom of the rake. I just kind of draw lines to make like square feet, and then I'll put some, you can kind of scatter them everywhere, but sometimes I end up overseeding too much. The plants get overcrowded, then they get powdery mildew. So instead this year I went back to doing like the squares of like a square foot, and then I put some in the middle, put some in the middle, put some in the middle of the next one, and then put the taller ones in the back, Aurora zinnias in the front, and then I watered all of those in. Another thing I wanted to share was, for inspiration lately, I have been looking at books and magazines. I do that every year. I go to the library and I'll get some books, but Libby is the app that my library uses, and they have magazines. So I found 2 Better Homes and Gardens magazines that I just had to have. Like, you can get it free on the Libby website, but you can also buy the magazine. So I ordered the magazines. They also have them at my local bookstore, but I ordered them online. And the first one is this one. It's called Beds and Borders. There's just a lot of ideas, and there's 36 garden ideas in here. So if you were kind of struggling with design elements like I do, and you're kind of just all over the place, this magazine has like layouts for different types. Like this one is so pretty, like a little entryway. I would love to have some work done on my entryway. I do not spend a lot of time doing work in the front, but I love this magazine. So anyway, you can get this free, possibly at your library, like an online version of it, where it's Better Homes and Gardens, Beds and Borders. And this is not new. I think it's 2025. The next one is small space gardens. This one is really pretty too. It's also got layouts in this one. Let me see, like different garden layouts of people that they featured in the magazine. But it has got a lot of ideas for like a small space garden, and you know, this can be container ideas. It does not have to be an in-ground garden like I have. So you could use planters, little raised beds like this one, or other elements instead of having in-ground, because I know in-ground is not convenient or accessible to everyone. I love the new planters, and I want to show you the other one that I got and a little story about those. On this side of my garden, I've got one up here, so I'm going to show you this one real quick. So I went back to get one of the larger pots, and well, let me say this first. I don't know what I'm going to put in here. I had kind of like an idea of something that kind of spills out. I typically don't buy anything like that, but some petunias, supertunias, anything like that I think would be kind of pretty, especially if it was like a bright yellow or a pretty pink over here on this side. And I'm going to pause for a second and turn. The smaller one was inside this one. So I'm going to get something, I know there's not really a lot of here, but that's what I was trying to say about trying to bring more elements of the garden over to this side, in planters or other things. I'm not really sure what yet, but I got this first planter to get started. The smaller one was inside of this one, and it was stuck. So I tried to get it out of the store. I couldn't get it out. It's really the only one they had left. So I went and asked a couple people, and you know, they were as helpful as they could be, but there was I just said, what do I do if I can't get it out? Because I really wanted it. And so the manager said if they couldn't get it separated, he would give me both of them for the price of that one. So I got 2 planters. This one's almost 15 inches. That one is, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I got 2 for like $18. And they're really big, heavy, like pots. So these are like clay pots with this kind of finish on them. So I'm really happy about that. I've been sharing videos since last, like full videos since last February of my garden. So a little bit over a year. I've got lots of things sharing what I plant in the summer, like spring, summer, fall, winter projects that I'm doing. And then I also plant like what I'm planting videos every month, and maybe a project video or just garden updates or something totally random. Be sure to check out the videos that I have next over here on the screen, and if you made it to the end, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.